Hello, hello, hello! How is everyone doing tonight? I just want to give a big congratulations to Benton and Katie. Who am I talking to? I'll talk to myself up here if I have to. I just want to give congratulations to Katie and Benton. This is the biggest turnout for an open mic at Hillel that I think I've ever seen. They work our butts off to put this on every month so that narcissists like me can come up here and spew my liberal propaganda. Hello? Everett, where are you? I don't know. I like this camera here. Can we keep this camera here? Can we lower it a little bit?
Thank you, Sam. It's his camera.
That's all. Can we lower it a little bit? I don't want to see my face. Here, can we do the set like this? All right. Thank you. Tonight I will be performing for y'all a little ditty I call 7-Eleven by Beyonce. Wave your hands side to side, put it in the air. My foot up, I'm spinning while my foot up. My hands up, I'm spinning while my hands up. Where are my liberal arts majors? Woo! School of Liberal Arts in the house at an open mic night. Typical. I also majored in liberal arts. I like my education. I think I've gotten a lot from it. One thing I don't really like about liberal arts education is seminar classes. Particularly in seminar classes when everyone likes to start off what they're about to say about today's reading with, "I found it interesting that." Which I can't fucking stand. Today I was in a seminar and every time somebody was about to say something, they started it with, "I think it's interesting that." And I'm like, great, you find it interesting. No one gives a shit. Like, do you think that's how it works in the profession? Oh, I just stepped on something. I gotta stop walking around. I'll stay on this side. I was in a liberal arts seminar class today. No, I already said that, didn't I?
It's okay.
That chord threw me off. But in the professional workplace, do you think that happens? You know, you're sitting at your cubicle, your boss comes up to you, "Hey, Everett, what's happening? I read your TPS report today, and I think it was interesting that you suggested we switch from swingline staplers to Boston staplers because swingline staplers are a representation of the neo-colonial patriarchy." And I don't think that actually happens. Today I was sitting there and everyone kept saying, "I think it was interesting that." I was like, man, this is so interesting that I need to write it down with my pen. Oh shit, I forgot my pen. But what I did bring is a gun. The next person who says, "I think it was interesting that," I'm going to put a bullet in my fucking head. Stop saying it. So I've tried getting back in shape recently. So I've started playing tennis. Any tennis players in here? I was watching a professional tournament the other day on TV, and those people were out there howling on those courts. I was watching it, and the men were out there like, "Oh, oh, oh," and the women were even worse. They were like, "Ah, ah, ah." And I realized that taking someone to go play tennis with you is a phenomenal first date. Because that way, there's no speculation as to what your partner sounds like in bed after that point. Because you don't want to get halfway through coitus to realize that your partner sounds like Shamu in Blackfish. I'm sorry, are you coming or do you want me to end your miserable existence? One of the worst first dates you could possibly do is ask somebody to come over to watch Netflix What you're telling that person is, hey, I'm not that interested in you. I just want to cop a feel while semi-pro plays in the background. It's just tacky. So I did that the other day. I went over to this person's house to watch Django, and my biggest problem that I took from that experience was the ending of that movie. To me, it makes no goddamn sense. So Christoph Waltz, he goes to this plantation, and he successfully negotiates the purchase of Kerry Washington so she can spend the rest of her days with Jamie Foxx. And now to seal this deal, all he has to do is shake Leonardo DiCaprio's hand. But instead of doing that, he shoots him in the chest, kills him immediately, gets shot, and then Jamie Foxx and Kerry Washington have to kill an entire plantation's worth of white people and Samuel L. Jackson just to escape. Which makes no sense because throughout the entire movie, he was cool, he was calm, he was professional, and then he just blows it when it matters the most, which to me it makes no sense. That would be like John Kerry going into the nuclear negotiations with Iran, putting in all this work, being so kind to these assholes, putting pen to paper, getting it done, and then the Iranian ambassador comes up to him and is like, Mr. Kerry, in Iran, a business deal is not official until both parties shake hands. And instead of shaking his hand, John Kerry shoots him in the chest, gets shot himself, and then Barack and Michelle Obama have to shoot their way through an entire Swiss village of foreign dignitaries and Sepp Blatter just to escape while Rick Ross plays in the background. Bang, 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 oh, bang, 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 oh. But, so I don't get why Christoph Waltz couldn't do the same. John Kerry is far more of a professional than Christoph Waltz in Django. R.I.P. That was a gruesome death. He was a great actor. So, relationships are complicated. I think that's the point I'm trying to make. They're so complicated nowadays that countries even have relationships together. I was reading an article the other week that was talking about the final 9/11 report. Apparently they took documents out of the final 9/11 report, and they did that because it implicates Saudi Arabia in helping these terrorists get passports and funding and plane tickets to get in to our country, which is really bad because we buy most of our oil from Saudi Arabia. We have 3 military bases in Saudi Arabia, and they're helping us fight proxy wars in Syria, Iraq, and Yemen right now. So basically, Saudi Arabia is the United States booty call from hell. Saudi Arabia is the kind of booty call who calls you up at 3 in the morning, and you go over there, and you know, da-da-dee-da-da-da, and you wake up in the morning, and you realize that one of your kidneys is missing. So you go to your booty call, and you're like, hey, do you know what happened to my kidney last night? Your booty call looks at you and goes, I don't know, did you had a kidney? Well, yeah, I had 2 kidneys actually when I came over, and we did the da-da-dee-da-da-da, and then I went to sleep, and now I just have 1. And I'm like, oh shit. I let the pizza guy in last night. Oh man, look, I gotta go to work. This is turning into a whole big thing. Actually, I'll talk to the pizza guy for you. I'll call you tonight. Yeah, you come over tonight, and sure enough, you go back that night. And that's just like how we act with Saudi Arabia. But on an individual scale, there isn't much of a relationship more complicated than the best friend. The best friend is the most complicated relationship because this person is not your family member. You're not having sex with them, but they have to know where you are and what you are doing at all times of the day. Which can get a little tedious. You know, you gotta clear your weekend plans with your best friend, even if they're not included in it. Because the best friend is the kind of person to come up to you on Monday and be like, hey, I saw these Instagram pictures from Friday happy hour. Looked pretty fun. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you didn't call me, I wasn't doing anything. Oh, yeah, they're just like drinking first. Oh, I'm not a fun drink to be around. No, you're not a fun drink to be around. But your best friend will always be there for you. You know, your best friend's the kind of person who writes you a letter of recommendation. It might be false when all your teachers, you know, are like, no, you're shitty. I'm not writing you a letter of recommendation. Fuck you. They're the kind of people that when you get an MIP and you have 24 hours of community service and too many credits and class hours, credit hours, what the fuck do you call it?
Credit hours.
So basically, you can't do the 24 hours of community service. So your best friend invents a non-profit with a website and everything, and then signs off on the form that you then submit to student conduct. They're the kind of person you can put down as your emergency contact, and they will come running to you when you bust your head blacked out outside of the Palms. Right on. I'm not speaking from personal experience. It's a little sensitive. But all I'm saying is that if you have a best friend, please let them know what you're doing this weekend, because they're going to worry. And just tell them, even if they're not in your plans. Thank you so much. Give a round of applause for our hosts, Katie and Ben. Thank you so much.